Aquarius, my dear. Sometimes, the truth does not come from a faraway place, but hides quietly within your own family. And today, I hear so clearly the message from the angel, meant only for Aquarius. The truth about your sister-in-law is about to be revealed. A truth that will not only leave you stunned, but also open a door toward freedom and healing. Will Aquarius have enough courage to face the truth the angel is preparing to unveil? If you stay until the end, I promise you this. You will understand why this truth is appearing at this very moment. The sacred role that you, Aquarius, have been given within your family, and the way to turn a heavy secret into an opportunity for the soul's liberation. What awaits Aquarius at the end of this journey? That will be the key to changing the way you see your own family. Write it down right now. I am ready to receive the sacred truth. This is not just a sentence, but a doorway for you to connect with the angel who is walking beside you. And the moment you affirm it, the energy of healing will cover your Aquarian soul. Only when Aquarius opens the heart will this secret truly appear and bring freedom. In astrology, each sign carries a sacred mission, a flame that the Creator has lit within the soul. For Aquarius, that flame is not the fire of war, nor the fire of destruction, but the torch of truth. Uranus, the ruling planet of Aquarius, stands for breakthrough, for sudden shocks, for light that flashes within the dark. It is said, Uranus does not come to caress, but to break chains, to shatter false walls, to lead human beings into true freedom. And so, from birth, the Aquarian soul has been bound to this sacred duty, to speak what others want to hide, to see what others cannot bear to face. I have lived long enough to witness this. Within every family, within every community, there are always things left unsaid. It may be a wound, it may be a mistake, it may be a secret that seems as if it would destroy everything should it ever come to light. But truth has one nature. It never disappears. It may be buried, covered, suppressed, but sooner or later it rises, seeking the light. To me, truth is like an underground river. You may build stone walls to block it, but the more you block, the stronger the pressure becomes. Until one day, the river bursts forth, its force capable of sweeping away an entire valley. But if you know how to open a small channel, if you allow the waters to flow naturally, they will become a living stream that nourishes dry and barren land. And I believe Aquarius is the one who opens such passages. Many people ask me, why does Aquarius often speak things that disturb others? Why can't they remain silent like everyone else? I smile because I know that silence is not the nature of Aquarius. Their nature is truth. And truth at times is like a double-edged sword. It may wound, but it may also save. I once saw an Aquarius in my own family, a younger sister dare to speak the truth about a spiritual wound that had stretched across generations. At first, the whole family grew angry. They called her a troublemaker, the one who stirred storms. But only a few years later, it was thanks to that truth that everyone finally faced what had been hidden. And in the end, the family was released from a cycle of pain. That showed me, Aquarius is not born to please. They are born to bring light into the dark. To hold the truth too long is like wearing invisible chains. Year by year it grows heavier, robbing you of freedom within your own soul. Many believe that hiding the truth preserves harmony, but in reality, it only postpones pain. Americans often say, the truth will set you free. And it is true. When truth is spoken, even if it makes you cry, even if it makes you tremble, afterwards you can breathe again. Because you no longer have to carry the secret alone. The angel whispers to Aquarius, silence is the real wound. Ask yourself, have you ever kept silent for fear that truth would hurt someone? Have you ever carried a secret so that each night as you lay down, you felt your heart heavy as if an unseen hand was pressing against it? If your answer is yes, you will understand what I mean. Because that silence does not only hurt others, it hurts you. It steals your sleep. It takes away your peace. It makes you look into the mirror and no longer recognize your own eyes. That is why Aquarius must learn to speak. For when you dare to tell the truth, you not only free others, you free yourself. But the truth the angel wants to share with Aquarius today is not a random truth. It concerns your family. It concerns your relationship with your sister-in-law. It concerns a lesson that your soul agreed to learn before you were even born. What does this mean? And why your sister-in-law? we will step into the next part to uncover this mystery. But before we go further, I want you to pause and write down in the comments, "I am ready to face the truth and free my soul." This is not only an affirmation, it is an opening act, a way for you to connect directly with the energy of the angel guiding you in this very moment. If you are listening and feel these words carry meaning, press like, share this video with others. For somewhere out there, there may be another soul, also bound by silence, waiting to hear this message to find freedom. Remember this, each comment you write, each share you make, is not only an action on a screen, it is a true wave of energy. It creates resonance, linking you with thousands of souls walking the same road of truth. Aquarius, you are the one who carries the torch of truth. And that torch will not only light your own path, but also the paths of those around you. But the truth the angel is about to reveal does not end with your role alone. It is tied to a family bond, a place where both trial and healing can exist side by side. So what does the angel wish to reveal about Aquarius's sister-in-law? And why is this truth so important that it could change the very course of your journey? There is a truth astrology has pointed to for thousands of years. Those who step into your family never arrive by accident. They come to you as part of karmic destiny, a soul connection written long before you were born. In the natal chart, the 4th house stands for roots, family, and ancestors. The 7th house stands for marriage, for the binding ties of covenant. When the energy of these two houses interweaves, those who marry into the family, sisters-in-law, brothers-in-law, become pivotal figures. They are not only relatives by paper. They are keepers of keys, unlocking parts of your spiritual path. I've met many Aquarians who told me their relationships with sisters-in-law were strangely complex. At times filled with love, at times marked by tension, at times reflecting each other like light and shadow. This is no accident. For in astrology, the sister-in-law is the extension of the 7th house flowing into the 4th. In other words, she is not only someone who married into the family, but one who carries an entire line of karma, weaving it into your own. I believe this. Perhaps your sister-in-law has come to test the breadth of your compassion. Perhaps she has come to remind you of the family wound no one dared to speak of. Or perhaps she is the outstretched hand of the angel, sent to give you a sacred lesson in forgiveness and soul growth. I have lived long enough to know this. No relationship in our lives is ever random. I have seen families broken apart by conflict with a sister-in-law. And yet, years later, they realized that very breaking taught them how to love in a deeper, more mature way. Once, I met an Aquarian woman in Texas. She confessed that for many years, she saw her sister-in-law as a thorn in her side, always opposing, always causing misunderstanding. But when her mother passed away, it was that same sister-in-law who remained, caring for her father, handling every detail. And in that moment, she understood. The presence of her sister-in-law was not to destroy the family, but to test the strength of her love and her capacity to grow. This deepened my conviction. Every relationship is a soul covenant. And the sister-in-law, the bond between sisters and brothers-in-law, is one of the key chapters in the family's greater journey. When people speak of a sister-in-law, they often think of comparison, rivalry, silent clashes. But through the lens of astrology and the soul, we see something different. No one enters your life to win or lose. They come to teach. And the lessons may be these: to learn patience, to learn to listen, to learn to forgive, even when no apology is given. Facing your sister-in-law is not about deciding who is right or wrong. It is about recognizing that each person carries a wound. And only when we look at those wounds with compassion do we truly mature. Perhaps as you listen now, a memory rises in your heart. A time when your sister-in-law spoke words that cut you. A time when her actions made you feel dismissed. Or perhaps just a lingering sense that you were never fully understood, never fully valued. I know that pain. And sometimes that pain lingers for years, creating distance, closing your heart. But what if you looked from another angle? What if that very wound was the doorway your soul chose to step into maturity? Think of this. Without those clashes, would you ever have learned to love more deeply? Would you ever have learned to lay down the ego to protect the peace of the family? In astrology, when someone enters your family through marriage, they do not connect only with you. They touch the karma of the entire lineage. They may bring up issues left unresolved. They may stir the old wounds of generations past. And here Aquarius is often chosen as the light bearer. You are the sign of illumination, of higher vision. You can see what others refuse to see. You can speak what others fear to name. And so you are the bridge, helping the family walk through the dark toward the light. But the angel does not stop there. For the truth about your sister-in-law is not only a simple lesson, it is a deeper mystery, a truth that once heard may change the way you see your family forever. So what is that truth? Is it a betrayal or a silent sacrifice you never knew? And why, at this exact moment, does the angel want Aquarius to face it? The answer awaits you in the next chapter. If what I have spoken stirs your heart, press like, share this message so the healing energy can reach others, and write in the comments, I am ready to learn the lesson of forgiveness and free my soul. For each comment, each share, is not just words, it is resonance. It is a message sent to the universe that you and Aquarius are ready to step into the journey of releasing family karma. Aquarius, the angel wants you to know this. The relationship between sister-in-law and sibling is not meant to pull you down, but to lift you into a higher level of maturity. Yet the next truth I am about to reveal is the missing piece. In every human chart, the 12th house is special. It is the dwelling place of secrets, of pains never spoken, of truths buried deep beneath the soil of silence. And when the moon passes through the 12th house of Aquarius, those secrets can no longer remain hidden. They surface, not to punish, but to bring an opportunity to look into the dark and then find the light. For Aquarius, this time feels like the angel whispering, it is time for you to know. And this truth is tied to your sister-in-law, someone who may seem like just another family member, but in reality, she is the mirror, reflecting a piece of your own karma. Perhaps within you rises a fear. What if the truth is too painful? What if it shatters what I have now? But remember, truth never comes to destroy. It comes to awaken, to heal. I have seen many Aquarians stand at this very threshold, the moment of confronting the hidden truth. At first they tremble, they weep, they rage, but in the end, they always emerge with new eyes clearer, brighter, and with a heart made stronger. Do you know this? There are things we do not want to hear. But if we never hear them, we remain trapped in a loop without end. The truth, even when hard to bear, is the key that unlocks the door to freedom. I remember a season in my own life when I was young. I held a secret inside. I feared that if I spoke it, everything would collapse. So I chose silence. But that silence became a burden, heavier and heavier until I could barely breathe. And then one day, the truth found its own way out. It made me cry. It wounded those around me. But then the miracle happened. From the ruins, a bond was born, more honest, more enduring. From that I learned, truth may make you weep, but it will save you. Aquarius is often given a special charge by the universe, to shine light into the darkest corners. But before you can do that, you must learn to accept the truth within your own family. Remember this. To receive the truth is to accept that you are no longer a child who avoids. To receive the truth is to step into a new stage, mature enough to face it, steady enough not to be shaken. To receive the truth is the first step in freeing yourself and everyone connected to you. Truth may hurt, but growth will always be the gift. Think back. Have you ever heard a truth that made you cry all your tears? Perhaps a betrayal, perhaps a family secret, perhaps a revelation about someone you loved. In that moment, your heart broke. The world seemed to fall apart. And yet, as time passed, you looked back and saw that truth had saved you. It opened your eyes. It kept you from a greater mistake. It forced you to grow. And today, the angel reminds you, the truth about your sister-in-law is the same. It may make you weep, but one day, you will give thanks for the way it opened your eyes. In astrology, when the 12th house is activated, those who enter your life through karmic bonds often become keepers of secrets. Your sister-in-law is one of them. Perhaps she carries a hidden wound no one has ever known. Perhaps she has quietly sacrificed something to protect the family. Or perhaps the truth is an action you never imagined, a revelation that startles you, unsettles you. But whatever it is, trust this. The angel never reveals truth to make you collapse. They reveal it so you can see a greater picture. And if the truth is a hidden pain, will you be compassionate enough to forgive? If the truth is a sacrifice, will you be sensitive enough to honor it? If the truth is a mistake, will you be courageous enough to face it without losing love? The angel is waiting for your answer. For how you respond to truth will decide, will your family fall into fracture or walk into healing? If you are listening now and your heart is trembling, write this in the comments. I receive the truth to free my soul. Each line you write is not only a statement, it is a covenant with your soul. It is the way you open the door for the angel to enter, to guide you through the storm of truth. And if this message touches you, press like, share this video. Because somewhere out there, someone else is trapped in silence, and they too need truth to set them free. Aquarius, you have heard the whisper of truth. You know it has not come to destroy, but to awaken, to heal. Yet this truth is only one part of the journey. Ahead lies a greater trial, how to turn truth into the strength that frees the soul and not into a new chain. There are moments in life when you find yourself at a crossroads. One path is silence, where everything looks calm, yet beneath lie hidden storms. The other path is truth, where you must dare to step into darkness, to face what no one wishes to name. And for Aquarius, with Pluto and Uranus shining at once in your chart, you have no choice but to break the old chains and step into the next stage of soul freedom. Pluto is the planet of deep transformation. It digs, it destroys what is rotten so that rebirth can come. Uranus, on the other hand, brings sudden shocks, dragging truth into the light when you least expect it. When these two planets move together upon Aquarius, it means your soul is being purified. You may feel as though the universe is testing you, as though everything familiar is collapsing. But in truth, nothing is being taken away, only the chains, the old shells, the burdens you no longer need to carry. Truth does not appear to push you into suffering. It comes to force you into becoming the freest version of yourself. I have witnessed two extremes in the lives around me. There are families who choose silence. They hide the truth, live as if nothing happened. But that silence is like a slow disease. It eats away at love. It turns closeness into distance. And in the end, such a family falls apart. Not because of one great event, but because thousands of days of silence became a wall that could never be broken. And I have seen families who dared to face truth. They cried together. They grew angry, they argued, but in the end, they forgave. And that forgiveness became a bridge, bringing them back to one another. Not a false bond, but a real love, built upon courage. That taught me this: truth can make you tremble, but if you dare to face it, you will find freedom. Aquarius, my dear, truth may come to you in many forms. It may come as betrayal. It may come as a lie stretched too long. It may come as a hidden sacrifice you never knew. But you can choose how you face it. Do not treat truth as the end. Turn it into a prayer. A prayer for your heart to be free. A prayer for your family to be healed. A prayer for the light of God to shine into the darkest place. For in the end, truth does not come to make you lose. It comes to give you the chance to lay down the chains and live as a free soul. I want to say this slowly so that each word can touch your heart. You do not need to fear the darkness, because the Aquarian light within you is strong enough to shine through the darkest room. Perhaps you once sat in such a room, surrounded by whispers, by heavy glances, by secrets left unnamed. You thought you were alone. You thought the darkness would swallow you. But remember, within you is a torch that never goes out. It is truth. It is courage. It is the pure love God placed in your heart from the day you were born. And the moment you lift that torch, the darkness steps back. Liberation is not a single moment. It is a journey. First, you must accept the truth. Then you must allow truth to teach you growth. Then you must forgive others and yourself. And finally, you must use that experience to light the way for others. That is the path of Aquarius. From darkness into light, then becoming the lamp for those still wandering in the night. So I ask you now, answer with your heart. Do you believe the light within you is enough to heal your whole family? Do you believe that no matter how deep the wounds of the past, you can become the one to open a new chapter for your family? If your answer is yes, then share that belief in the comments. Because when you write it, you are not only affirming yourself, you are sending a signal to the universe. Aquarius is ready. If these words have touched you, press like so the angel knows you have heard. Share this video with someone you feel is bound by silence. Perhaps they too need your light to step out of the dark. And do not forget to write, "I believe the light within me is enough to heal." Aquarius, you have learned that truth is not the enemy. It is the door to freedom. You have understood that darkness cannot put out the light, for within you there is always a torch. But now comes the greater question. How do you keep that torch burning? How do you turn inner light into a lasting power that can radiate outward, guiding other souls? That is the journey we will explore in the next chapter, where you will see Aquarius not only freeing yourself, but becoming the builder of a community of light. In classical astrology, Saturn is known as the traditional ruler of Aquarius. The energy of Saturn always brings stern trials, lessons that are not easy, but essential for the soul to grow. If Uranus, the modern ruler, grants you sudden illumination, Saturn grants you discipline, responsibility, and the lesson of forgiveness. And when you face your sister-in-law, the one who entered the family through karmic destiny, Saturn is teaching you this. True freedom only comes when you choose to forgive. Many believe forgiveness means erasing memory, pretending the wound never existed. But that is not forgiveness. That is denial. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting. It means you still remember, but the memory has lost its power to bind your heart. You may recall what happened with your sister-in-law, the words, the actions that once hurt you. But when you forgive, your heart no longer aches when those memories arise. You no longer build walls every time you see her. You no longer let resentment steal the peace of your soul. Forgiveness is not a gift you give to another. Forgiveness is a gift you give to yourself. I once carried pain for many years because of a relative. I believed I had every reason to be angry, to blame. I thought holding resentment was how I could protect myself. But in truth, it was resentment that imprisoned me. One day in prayer, I heard a voice echo in my soul, "Do you want to be free?" And I understood. Forgiveness was not because the other deserved it. It was because I deserved freedom. From the day I chose forgiveness, my shoulders felt lighter. My heart was no longer tense. I could look back on the past without trembling. And more than that, I felt myself grow, no longer the victim of an old story, but the one who chose to write a new chapter. That is why I believe this. Aquarius, when you learn to forgive your sister-in-law, you are learning to free yourself. In every great religion, from Christianity to Buddhism, forgiveness is always emphasized as the path to liberation. In the scriptures, Jesus once said, "Forgive 70 times 7. Not because the other deserves endless forgiveness, but because the human heart needs to be freed again and again, never letting hatred take root. The human lesson here is clear. Resentment wears the soul down, but forgiveness lifts the soul higher. Resentment builds walls, but forgiveness opens doors. Resentment keeps you in darkness, but forgiveness leads you into light. True freedom only comes when you let resentment go. Let me ask you something. Slowly, so you can look deep into your own heart. Are you holding a wound inside only because you have not yet forgiven someone? It could be your sister-in-law. It could be an old friend. It could be a member of your family. And maybe you believe holding on to the pain is proof you were wronged. But do you realize that wound is stealing your peace each day? It is closing your heart. It is robbing you of the joy that you were meant to live. Imagine this. If today you truly forgave, if today you laid that burden down, how light would you feel? Forgiveness does not arrive in a single instant. It is a journey. You begin by naming the pain. Then you dare to face it, not avoid it. You pray, asking God for strength to release it. And day by day, you watch the wound close. Sometimes you will feel pain again. Sometimes old memories will resurface. But each time you can whisper, "I choose forgiveness." And little by little, your heart becomes a garden where instead of thorns, flowers rise. Aquarius, let me ask you, are you ready to choose freedom instead of resentment? Are you ready to see your sister-in-law or anyone who hurt you as part of the soul's plan sent to teach you growth? If you are ready, share it in the comments. I choose forgiveness to step into freedom. This is not just a phrase, it is a covenant with your own heart. It is a message to the angels, telling them you are ready for the healing journey. If these words have touched you, press like. Share this video with those you feel are bound by hatred. Perhaps this message will be the torch that lights their way. And remember, every comment, every share, every action you take today is not just for you. It is for the community of souls who also need the light to escape the darkness. Aquarius, the journey of forgiveness and healing is not an ending. It is a doorway into a new chapter. When you lay down resentment, you discover you are no longer just one person seeking freedom. You become a guide, a soul bright enough to lift others. And so, after this journey, you see clearly. The truth about your sister-in-law did not come to plant fear. It came to give Aquarius a sacred gift, the strength to become the torch of truth in the family, the one who dares to face the dark, the one who dares to speak, the one who dares to offer healing to those still bound in silence. Remember this: what you go through is not punishment, it is preparation. The universe has chosen you, so that through you truth is spoken, light spreads, and love is reborn. The truth may make you tremble, it may make you cry, but trust this. Even when the truth is hard to hear, God plants within it a seed of freedom, and that seed, if you water it with faith and forgiveness, will grow into a garden of peace, not only for you, but for your family, for the generations to come. If you are listening and you feel this touch deep within, right now, I choose truth to step into freedom. This is not just a declaration. It is a sacred vow between you and your soul. And when you write it, the angels will know you are ready to walk into liberation. At the same time, press like, share this video so that healing does not stop with you, but spreads to thousands, to millions of hearts still waiting for light. But Aquarius, your journey does not end here. Truth is only the first door. When you pass through it, you will discover another gift, a gift the universe set aside for you. The gift of building a community of light. In the next part, we will dive into this gift, where you, Aquarius, become not only the one who frees yourself, but the one who guides many souls out of the dark, into the shared light of truth and love.